Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to Ben Travels TV. And coming up next, we continue our journey through Tuscany, Italy, as we visit San Gimignano, one of the most popular medieval hilltop towns in the Tuscan region. You guys aren't going to want to miss this one. You gotta stay tuned. All right, you guys, welcome back to my channel. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell so you get notified every time we drop a new video. And our journey continues in the beautiful city of San Gimignano, wine country, Italy, hilltop medieval towns, absolutely breathtaking and beautiful. You have to take this one off of your bucket list once you come to Italy. If you watched the two previous videos, we showed you how to catch a train from Florence to San Gimignano. It's about an hour train ride. Check that video out. And we also did some wine tasting at a winery here and a estate, and it was absolutely amazing. Watch that video as well. So let's talk about regions, right? If you guys, I always bring this up just to help you on your journey when you come to visit Italy. We are in the Tuscany region of Italy, which is central Italy, north central side, and this is one of the most popular regions in the world to visit when you come to Italy. San Gimignano, it's a historic center, and it is a cultural site of exceptional value since it has treasured its architectural original urban layout. The buildings within the town's double wall provide a shining example of medieval architecture with influences of Florentine, Sienese, and Pisan styles from the 12th to the 14th century. All right, guys, so after we left the winery, the weather started to change. A storm started rolling in, and it was pretty cold, guys. It was probably about 40 or so degrees. We're a little higher up in elevation. Our taxi driver, I had a taxi driver who drove me around the entire day. He was awesome. We kind of translated through Google Translate. I understood some of the Italian words he was speaking to me now that I've been here for over about a week and a half now in Italy traveling. I'm starting to pick up some of the language. But I mean, he was born in Sicily, but raised in Firenze, so Florence. And he took us around and explained to us all the history, which was absolutely awesome. So we're getting up here, we're going up in height, as you can see, and we're at the Castello area and the city square and the main area. Absolutely beautiful, guys. The weather did not hinder us, but it is gonna rain a little bit, so you'll see that it is getting dark and gloomy. When we got here, it was sunny and bright, and now the weather is kind of changing, so we are gonna roll into a little bit of a storm, but we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna do some shopping. It's kind of a touristy area. We're gonna get some gelato, and we're gonna check out all the cool shops. I'll check back with you guys in a little bit. I saw this in All right, so it's pretty cool that when we approached this wine shop, you see all of the specific wines, and they are specific to this region, this Tuscan region, and the city of San Gimignano. We learned a lot about the history through the winery and our wine tasting, and about the Etruscans and the Roman Empire and how they produced the wine based off the soil and the seasons. And the main wines, you see the Rosato, the Vernaccia, the Chianti, and the Chianti Classico. And we were fortunate enough to be able to taste all of those wonderful wines. And you see them, they sell them in packages by the bottle so you can take home for souvenirs.
Let's get over to the corner.
Oh, here's magnets, babe. Right here.
Okay.
Right here, magnets. Oh, here. To your left. To your left.
Yeah.
To your left.
All right, you guys. So me and my wife are avid magnet collectors, and we had to stop at this shop. We made it our mission that every city we visit, we're going to stop at a souvenir shop and get some stuff to take back home and to pass out to family members once we return to the United States of America. But I love these shops. I have a lot of memorabilia from sports to entertainment, movies, and you can also see the little Pinocchio toy there, which you guys have seen throughout my Florence videos. Pinocchio is a character that is based in Florence, Italy. That is where Pinocchio and the story originates from. So you'll see Pinocchio everywhere throughout Italy, especially here in Florence. And what I love is these awesome magnets, as you can see there. We ended up getting a couple, and now that I watched this video that we shot back in April of 2024, I see a few there that I missed that I probably would have taken back. So you always miss some stuff. There's so much stuff to purchase and buy, and that's why these are little tourist traps that people like to call them, because you can spend hours actually in here getting all types of cool stuff. We actually did get that Pinocchio for my son. Now, this was one of the cooler souvenir shops that I have come across throughout Italy. We didn't have that much time because this was a day trip. We got here early in the morning around 8 a.m. and we were going to leave at night. We got to head back to Florence. So we're just stopping by San Gimignano, checking out the city center and just seeing what this wonderful place is all about. right? And you can see we kind of have most of the town to ourselves. And that's because we came during the off season. We came right before the on season. It usually is really busy from May till about September. That is when Italy sees its peak season of tourism. So I did not want any parts of that. We planned this trip for April 2024. We knew that the weather was just changing. It would probably be colder in some regions. So we had some good weather and some bad weather. Up here in Florence, it was really cold. For me, at least, a guy who grew up in California and lived in Arizona and Florida and Nevada and hotter climates and a tropical climate, this was cold for me. About 45 degrees, rain, and but it was beautiful, right? So if you're gonna go and you don't want to deal with some inclement weather, you might want to come in the summertime when it's a lot hotter. But Florence was the only area where I could say was really cold because of the elevation. But it was beautiful, guys. Don't have to deal with long lines. Don't have to deal with a lot of tourists. And me and my wife, my family, we can just enjoy the scenery.
Go ahead, yeah.
You want to stand in line to get the gelato?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's not this one.
Right, so even with the weather and it being cold, why not stop by one of the most popular gelato shops in the world, as it says on the sign when you walk in. So I got the clickbait. I had to come check it out, right? Every gelato shop that I have visited throughout Italy so far, my wife and I, my family, none of them have let me down. The gelato here is amazing and absolutely delicious, right? We just had a nice meal at the winery here in San Gimignano. Now it was time for some dessert before we departed and headed back up north to Florence. So usually my favorite, I do love cafe. I love a little chocolate. I love some pistachio. And let's see and go ahead and order some gelato.
Grazie.
Now eating your flavors.
right, so that was nice to have a little bit of gelato and just hear the rain hit the pavement as we enjoy this beautiful medieval town of San Gimignano. We are going to explore a few more shops before we go meet our wonderful taxi driver and head back to Florence. Enjoy the video, guys. I'll be back in a bit. To go on my cell phone.
Ciro, eu te dou filho mais boa.
All right, you guys can hear the rain coming down. It's getting late, and our taxi driver has arrived to take us to the train station so we can get back to Florence. We had an absolute blast here in wine country, Tuscany, San Gimignano, Italy.
Ça va passer.
Yeah.
Lâche-moi, il va te prendre.
beautiful city.
Ah,
Beautiful.
ah. Questa parte qui è la parte più storica di Poggi Ponzi, invece la parte verso la stazione è stata tutta distrutta nella seconda guerra mondiale perché pensavano che nella stazione c'erano depositi di armi e quindi è stato tutto distrutto.
All right, you guys, unfortunately, this video has come to an end. We are at the train station. We're headed back to Florence, so stay tuned for the next video. We're going to go to the Florence market and have Fiorentine steak. You can't miss this one. See you on the next one. I'm out.